Hello, this is the Radio Geek, and today for you I have a little pocket radio. It's the Sea Crane CC Pocket. I have seen this on a number of different YouTube channels, and I have seen a number of different reviews on it, and I've always kind of been curious about it, and it seems as if people really seem to like it. And I was thinking about getting one, but the price was about $65 or so on various different websites. And I thought, well, $65 is kind of a lot for a pocket radio. Is it really worth $65? Is it that good? And then I happened to be at a hamfest, and a guy there had a table full of items, and it was him and his friend at manning the table there, and his friend was out shopping, looking around at the hamfest, and he had this radio, and it was brand new in the package, never taken out, never used. And I asked him a little bit about it, and he didn't really know that much about it. It was his friend's, but I knew what it was, and it certainly had never been used or opened before. And I said, well, how much is he asking for the radio? And he said $40. So I thought, well, that's pretty good considering they're $65 and it's just like new. So it is new, never been used. So I picked it up, and when I first got it and looked at it and opened it up and stuff, I'd never really held one in my hands. I'd just seen them on the internet and stuff. I thought, well, you know, it's kind of a plain Jane radio. It's kind of got this matte gray finish, and these buttons are just black, and they have numbers on them, but the numbers aren't like a different color, like a double shot plastic or rubber or something where you could see the numbers better. And the only real flashy part is the top part up here where it says CC Pocket. So I kind of thought, well, it really kind of looks kind of plain Jane, and it kind of reminded me of something you would see as a prototype, you know, like they just tooled it, you know, and they were just kind of saying, you know, this is like proof of concept. This is what the design is going to look like. You know, it just needs something, I think, on the front of it. It looks a little too plain looking. Like I say, they could have double shot these buttons and made them stand out. Maybe put some kind of a accent or a different color on here. The labeling of it isn't too bad. You know, it's kind of got some white there on the top that tells you what the power button is and the volume and the headphones and stuff. The sides, it's just, you know, just some gray paint over the text. You know, I don't know. It's an okay looking radio. Don't get me wrong. I'm not dogging it, but you know, I just kind of, the way it just kind of looks unfinished for whatever reason. But that's just my opinion, and you might think it looks really super great. But I don't know. I think it's just kind of lacking something on the looks anyway. You know, especially for, you know, a higher end pocket radio like a $65 radio. But anyway, let's go over the radio. You got your display up here, and it shows you the time and frequency and all that good stuff. You've got your channel up and down here. You've got these 5 buttons here, which are presets, and they have alternate secret functions too, which we'll talk about later. Yeah, pardon the road noise there. This side you've got the band button. It toggles between AM, FM, and weather. That's right, it has the weather band as well. And it has a weather alert. You can put it in alert mode, and you can't use the radio when it's in alert mode. The display will flash letting you know it's in alert mode. You can select how long you want it to be in alert mode, and if there's a weather alert, it'll come to life and let you know. But you can't use the radio and listen to the radio at the same time. This is the lock switch. You put that in a lock position, and then none of the buttons do anything, so that's good for when you're traveling and whatnot. It's got a belt clip here in the back, and a couple of AA go in there. And on this side, Oops. On this side you have speaker selection or headphone selection as well. At the very top there's a headphone, volume control, and the on-off button. If you push the on-off button, it'll just turn it on, and if you hold it, it'll go through a sleep timer, like how long you want the radio to be on before it turns itself off. So you can select that as well. So all in all, it's a pretty nice radio. I've played around with it at night, and it does rather well. This is kind of really early evening right now, so I don't know what we'll pick up. Probably nothing really DX-ish, but we'll give it a shot. Maybe I'll either do another video with a nighttime band scan or add it to the end of this one. I'm not sure. Also, for the FM, the antenna for FM is your headphones, or they give you a separate antenna which plugs into the headphone jack, and it's just a long like piece of wire here, and that's your FM antenna, and you can listen to it through the speaker while this is plugged in. So it's meant to be your FM antenna when you're listening to it via the speaker. And if you're listening to headphones, then your headphones become the antenna. So we'll turn it on here, and we'll just see what we can find here. I'm going to go ahead and just plug in that FM antenna now, just so it's already plugged in. And I'll hold it in here, and you can see the timer here. There's 60 minutes, 30 minutes, we'll do 30 minutes. Okay, we're on AM right now. And you can go up and down. You can set it for 9 kilohertz as well. There's a setting for that. Some of the kind of the neat things that you can do with this radio is these preset buttons have a double function. If you hold the one button down and one of the other buttons, it'll do different things. For instance, 1 and 4 will make it tune in 1 kilohertz steps. It says 1, so now I can go in 1 kilohertz steps, which is kind of cool if you're trying to find a station. And then if you've got noise and you think it's the display button, and you want to eliminate that possibility, if you do the 1 and the 5, you can turn off the display and you're still listening to the radio, and you can hit any button, it'll bring that back. Also, you have a choice between a regular filter or a narrow AM filter, and that's the 1 and the 3 together. There, that's 2.5. That's 4 kilohertz. So that's kind of neat that you can vary the bandwidth a little bit and kind of maybe pick up some DX. So this thing is really made for DXing and AM enthusiasts for sure. See, it's tuning by 1 kilohertz steps because I have it set for that. Or I can do the 1 and the 4 again, turn it back to 10 kilohertz, and then it'll go as normal. Let's see what we can find here.
Game trying to deliver. Here comes the 0-2 pitch.
And the Packers were, I believe, undefeated at the time, going off that Super Bowl in 2010. And
yeah, I don't think we're going to pick up any DX at this time. It's going to be later on in the evening when that happens. I'll probably have to do a separate video for that.
To subside, but you still got to put him to the riggers before you determine whether he's ready to come back. Okay, that's the update for Avi Garcia. I think he Delmonico.
by adoptuskids.org.
I might look like an adult.
Pitchers are throwing fastballs. You're throwing your fastball left.
Okay, well, obviously at this time in the early evening there isn't much of the way of DX here for sure. I'll do it another time in the evening, and you'll see the difference. We'll go ahead and switch to the FM band. And I got this little piece of wire on here, so we'll see what it finds here.
In a neighborhood watch on your streets and shopping areas, you play a big part in keeping the water clean.
Deserves great art. Additional funding from Mr. and Mrs.
Low 80s. I'm
BC and Mayo, 97.9.
I'm taking my freedom, putting it on the sound, putting it on the chain.
It's every...
He went off to pleasures.
whatever happened.
Your final appearance.
John's such a great guy, and
For your life.
Facebook.com. Minister for Scotland David Mundell, and who spent a weekend there.
Praise us at the
Chambean pero no jalan. Tú compras todas las Jolambo, a mí me las regalan. I spend in the club, what you have in the bank.
But just to the left of the 402 sign in Straightaway Center.
But they wanted me to live and die.
And humid into Monday. Periods of cloudiness, precipitation, and thunderstorms are possible tonight through Monday. Severe weather.
Every night.
So that's about it. It does a lot of things, and I really like those little secret features, or not really secret, they're in the manual, but just those alternate things that you can do with those preset buttons. You know, changing the tuning steps from 10 kilohertz to 1. That certainly help you narrow in on something. The narrow filter for the AM is neat. It's got a lot of nice features, and it is a really solid radio. And after having this guy for a little while, I know that the $65 price seems like quite a bit, but it does pack a punch for that kind of money. So it is, I guess, worth the money, but I'm still glad that I found mine for less. So anyway, hope you enjoyed the little overview and review of the CC Pocket, and we will try to get a AM nighttime band scan either on a separate video or at the end of this one. So until next time, this is the Radio Geek.